God doesn't reveal any science in the Bible. The Bible doesn't talk about atoms, it doesn't talk about bacteria, it doesn't talk about calculus, and it doesn't talk about quantum physics. Why? Because that's not what the Bible is for. The Bible exists as a revelation from God so that He can reveal to us His nature and His expectations from us. That's it. So anything in the Bible that looks like it's science really is the science of that time and that culture where that part of the Bible was written. So when we're talking about the very first 10 or 11 chapters of Genesis, we're talking about the knowledge that Moses would have had. So remember, he was educated somewhere around 1300 BC in ancient Egypt. We know from archaeology that the Egyptians also had a lot of Mesopotamian knowledge around at that time. So those stories at the very beginning of the Bible represent the science as understood by the Mesopotamians and the Egyptians. And I've written an entire book on those stories at the very beginning of the Bible, and it's not published yet. Remember, a year ago, I got onto TikTok to try and build up an audience in advance of getting the book published. So hopefully we'll get it published this year. But the key difference between the Garden of Eden and the stories in Mesopotamia and in Egypt is that in Mesopotamia, human beings were made to toil for the gods as slaves for the gods. In Egypt, we were the accidental creation from the tears of a tomb. In the biblical version, God made us intentionally because He loved us and intended for us to have a loving relationship with Him. And that's absolutely true.